Hey YouTubers, I am back with some more movie reviews. Sorry I didn't do any movie reviews yesterday. I didn't really watch anything yesterday because I had to go pick up my daughter from the airport. She just got back from Washington D.C. of being a week in Washington D.C. And I also had to go into work a little bit early too, so I wasn't able to really watch anything or do any movie reviews. But today I did watch some movies, and I'm going to do something a little different than I normally do. And I'm going to start reading some of the backs of the cases after of the movies that I've watched and also kind of give you a review on them myself. So let's get started. I'll start with I got Legend, Rampart, and Albert Nobbs. Now let's start with Legend. It's an old 1980s movie. I kind of grew up with this movie. It's one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. I always was fascinated by the makeup job that they did on like Tim Curry as playing the Darkness, Lord Darkness, which was a really cool demonic makeup job, which was very well done. And also on Gump, who was played by David Bennett. Now, Legend has Tom Cruise as Jack, Mara Sarah as Lily, Tim Curry as the Darkness, David Bennett as Gump, Alice Payne as Blix, Billy Barty as Screwball, Corky Herbert as Brown Tom, Peter O'Farrell as Pox, Annabelle Lanen is Una, and Tina Martin is Nell. Now, this visual stunning fantasy adventure in which pure good and evil battled to the death amidst the spectacular surroundings, set in a timeless mystical forest inhabited by fairies, goblins, unicorns, and mortals. The fantastic story has a mystic forest dweller chosen by fate to undertake a heroic quest. He must save the beautiful princess and defeat the demonic Lord Darkness, or the world be plunged into a never-ending ice age. Now, this movie is very well done, and it was one of my favorite movies, and to this day, it's still a really well done movie. And it has a timeless story of love and, like, like I said, Forrest Whitaker fell in love with the princess and goes on this quest to save her and take her from the darkness, but also save the world from being taken over by ice and being plagued with the land of frozen ice wasteland for the goblins to run rampant and darkness to be in control of it. It was a very well done movie, and it's very fun and enjoyable. I this movie a 10. I highly recommend checking this movie out. So check out The Legend. Next movie I have is Rampart, starring Woody Harrelson as David Doug Brown, Ned Beatty as Hartson, Ben Foster as General Terry, Anne Hecher as Catherine, Ice Cube as Kyle, Cynthia Nixon as Barbara, Sigourney Weaver as Joan, Robin Wright as Linda, Stephen Buscemi as Bill, and Sammy Borsker as Margaret. Now, this movie kind of sounds like something like off of Trading Day, where it says his district, his rules, Rampart. And the movie takes place in Los Angeles, 1999. Officer David Brown is a Vietnam vet and a Rampart precinct cop, dedicated to doing the people's dirty work and asserting his own code of justice, often blurring the lines between right and wrong. To maintain his action hero state of mind, when he gets caught on tape beating a suspect, he finds himself in a personal and emotional downward spiral as the consequences of his past sins and his refusal to change his ways, in the light of the department's wide corruption scandals, seals his fate. Brown initializes his fears, anguishes, and paranoia, and his world complete his two ex-wives, who are sisters, two daughters, an aging mentor dispensing bad advice, investigators galore, and a series of seemingly random women starts making less and less sense. The end was what is left is a human being stripped of his presence, uh, conf- confusions, arrogance, sexism. I mean, this movie has it all. It has racism. I mean, it's got everything. Um, and basically, Woody Harrelson, this cop, got, like I said, get caught on videotape, and because the department has so many scandals and so much crap going on, they're trying to pin it on the cop because his thing was caught on video. I guess movie is 7. It was a good movie, but it wasn't one of those movies that are like really grabbed you and wasn't one of the best movies I've seen. Now, Training Day was a really good movie, and that was a really messed up movie. And Denzel Washington did a phenomenal job in that movie. Um, but Woody Harrelson's a good actor, and he did a really good job in this movie, playing a cop with his own like code of justice and does his own thing and I mean he like beats people up if he has to. He does what he feels is needed to be done, and the LAPD is trying to pin all their stuff onto him, and it's just watching a cop going through a downward spiral, his life falling apart, things happening to his life and stuff. It's just, I would recommend checking it out. At least give it a view. I gave it like a 7. It's not one of those movies that are like spectacular and everything, but it was a good movie. Next I have is Albert Nobbs. This movie was a really good movie, starring Glenn Close as Albert Nobbs, uh, Antonia Campbell Hughes as Emmy, Mia Wasikowska as Helen, Aaron Johnson as Joe, Janet McCready as Hubert Page, Brendan Gleeson as Dr. Halloran, Pauline Cullen as Mrs. Baker, and Maria Doyle Kennedy as Mary. Now, this movie takes place in the 1900s. Glenn Close plays a woman who is disguised as a man working for this really nice hotel during the 1900s. And it's really when men were like really in power, and women, if they weren't really they weren't getting as paid as much as the men were. And Glenn Close's character finds out that there's another female in disguise as a man because she's trying to escape her past, and has built a future, has built a life for her and her wife. And it is a very well done movie where it's about a woman dressed as a man trying to fulfill her dreams and saving up the money to do this big dream. And when Janet McTeary kind of shows up in her life and stuff, and shows her that you can still be a woman but disguised as a man and continue having a life and to be able to fulfill your dreams. And Glenn Close's character, Albert Nobbs, is given these instructions to like fall in love and to fulfill those dreams. And it's a really very well done movie, and it's interesting seeing this period and how things happen and stuff. I'd really recommend checking out this movie. I give this movie a 10. It's very well done. It's a good story, and I recommend you guys checking it out. So I will be watching some more movies, and I'll do some more movie reviews. So remember to like me, and I'll see you next movie review later.